here's the deal, man. None of us are promised a good job. I may be terrible at this. And after 8 games, I'll say, God bless you. I am no good. I may be really good at it. I got no idea. But I dang sure ain't going to back down. I can tell you that. I mean, listen, if life ain't an adventure, it ain't for nothing. You know, it ain't for me. I'm ready to go do this. I take a challenge head on. And I know. And listen, everybody can say whatever they want. And I appreciate that. But from my perspective, when I was asked, you know, they said, hey, we're following every rule at the end of the season. You weren't promised anything. Perfect. Let's go with that, and I'll move forward. I have no fear if I'm no good. And Mr. Irsay looks at me and goes, hey, we appreciate you. Thanks for stepping in. Man, job well done. I'm grateful for the opportunity.
There's a lot that was said there. And you know what? The one thing that really caught me, when he makes a point of saying, they told us we're following every rule, you have nothing guaranteed at the end of the season. I think they're going to keep him. I think this is just the beginning. This isn't 8 games. I think no matter what he does, Jim Irsay is going to find a way to spin it into a positive. Well, how could we have expected him to win any games? He got thrust into a situation where the odds were stacked against him. It would have been Herculean for him to win 2 games. This is my coach. You can't make me hire anybody else. You can't make me do anything that I don't want to do. This is my coach. I really do think they're going to try to pull this thing off where he's the coach after this year. That's the one big takeaway I have from that. Beyond all the bluster and the bravado, which just underscores the fact that he's been given an opportunity he doesn't deserve. There's nothing wrong with taking the opportunity, but he's done nothing to truly earn that opportunity. There are plenty of people out there who have earned the opportunity, not him. But I think in that one little moment, Chris, it's something inside me, pasta and meatballs. He's going to be the coach next year.
I don't doubt that that's what like Jim Irsay wants, you know, but it's easy to say that right now. Let's see how this experiment goes. That's you know, again, I'm rooting for him. But like you said, this is uncharted territory. And could I sit here and also go, well, I could see this ended up, you know, being a disaster? All right, well, yeah, I can. In some ways. So if it does go that way, I'd have a hard time thinking Jim Irsay could, you know, put a Band-Aid or figure that one out, how to spin that as far as, you know, how it looks. So that's what'll be interesting to watch this week, I think, is just, you know, again, how he manages the game and how he handles himself on the sideline and just the overall look of the team. Not that I expect them to look special, but, you know, just not look like a disaster is at least a start here, I think, for the situation they're in.
Well, all this stuff is happening in real time as they're getting ready to play the Raiders. This wasn't a bye-week move where you actually have time for this to digest and the changes to be made. This is all happening on the fly. I think it's entirely possible, and I tweeted this last night. It's possible to be rooting for Jeff Saturday to succeed, but also believe that the process that resulted in him being hired is an affront to all the qualified coaches out there. The people who actually have been working the job. And I said yesterday, and I wrote about this, he rejected the opportunity twice to be the offensive line coach, and that at least would have made it easier for him and for the Colts to make this move. Now, it's possible to compartmentalize the two. The only problem is this. If he does succeed, you're going to have other owners who get ideas to do similar things that will be an affront to the people who have actually earned the jobs. So, hey, at the end of the day, and this just underscores the simple fact, Chris, at the end of the day, the person who owns the team can do whatever the hell he or she wants. And there isn't a damn thing anyone can do about it other than say, we disagree. There's no veto power. There's nothing you can do unless you're willing as fans to not go to the games, not watch the games. But if you're a true fan and you've been engaged with this team for decades, you're not going to turn your back on it just because you think the owner did something that, you know, crosses the line from outside the box to bat crap crazy or bat poop crazy.
No, I mean, gosh, if anything, we're going to tune into this game and look more closely this week, honestly. I mean, I'm more interested in it now than I was before all this happened. But obviously, Irsay, just from the comments we heard, there's something he's just sick of with the normal NFL coach right now. I don't know what that is or what did that to him, but just from the comments he made in that press conference Monday night, it seemed like, yeah, he was sick of the, I don't know what it is, the normal spiel coaches give.
They're all afraid.
Right.
They're all afraid. They're afraid of analytics. I mean, it didn't make any sense.
It didn't really make any sense. No, it did not. I can't say that it did, but I don't know. Obviously, he wasn't a fan of some of the answers he was getting from his last coach.
I really do hope that at the end of the season, and when he starts trying to get some of these other coaches that he declared are all afraid to interview for the job, they all tell him, no, we're not. We're not. We know you're hiring Saturday. We're not going to waste our time, and we're not going to embarrass ourselves by interviewing for a job when we already know who you're going to hire. We're just not going to do it. I hope that happens. He's going to have a hell of a time complying with the Rooney Rule then if none of the minority candidates will sit for the job. And that's happened before. That's how Matt Millen got in trouble. Everybody knew he was hiring Steve Mariucci back in 2003. After Mariucci got fired late by the 49ers, Millen fired Marty Mornhinweg, and everybody knew he was hiring Mariucci, and nobody would sit for an interview. I hope that happens. And, of course, the NFL will find a way to throw him a lifeline, but I hope that's what happens when the season ends. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.